Welcome back to Alpha Insights. Today, we're diving deep into a situation every man has faced, and most men absolutely blow. She went ghost, total radio silence. Days, weeks, maybe months go by, and then suddenly, bing, your phone lights up. A text, maybe it's a hey, a thinking of you, or some random meme like nothing ever happened. Most guys, they're clicking that notification faster than a heartbeat, ready to pour their soul out. But if you do that, you've already lost. You just handed her the keys to your kingdom and admitted your world stopped the second she left. Stop right there. We're about to break down the cold, hard female psychology behind the return text and exactly what you need to say to flip the script and regain every ounce of power you lost. If you're serious about mastering your dating life, hit that like button right now and subscribe because we don't do fluff here. We do results. The first thing you have to understand is that her silence wasn't an accident. It was a choice. Whether she was testing your strength, exploring other options, or just got bored, she chose to deprioritize you. Now she's back. Why? Usually it's because her other plans fell through or she's low on validation and knows you're a safe source. When she reaches out after silence, she's performing what we call an investment check. She wants to see if you're still sitting on the porch waiting for her like a loyal dog. If you reply instantly with a long paragraph asking where she was, you've confirmed you're a low-value option with zero going on in your life. You have to realize that in the world of high-stakes attraction, the person who cares less holds all the cards. This isn't about being mean, it's about being unshakable. So what is the mindset you need? It's called outcome independence. You need to genuinely feel like her presence or absence doesn't move the needle on your happiness. When that text hits your screen, don't look at it as a victory. Look at it as an interruption. A high-value man is busy building an empire, hitting the gym, and leveling up. He doesn't have time to jump because a girl who ghosted him decided to reappear. Before we get into the specific power responses, drop a comment below and let me know. What was the weirdest text you ever got from an ex after months of silence? I'm reading all of them. Now let's talk about the trap of the question. Often she'll text you something vague like, "How have you been?" Or, "I saw this and thought of you." Your instinct is to answer the question. Don't. If she disappeared without a word, she doesn't deserve a status update on your life. By answering, you're rewarding her bad behavior. Instead, you need to match her energy, but with a twist of busyness. The goal is to show her that while she was gone, your life actually got better. You weren't mourning the loss of her, you were evolving. If you're enjoying this deep dive into the male psyche, make sure you've shared this video with a bro who's currently getting played. We're building a community of winners here. The first rule of regaining power is the time gap. If she took 3 weeks to text you, you don't owe her a reply in 3 minutes. In fact, for the first few hours, that phone shouldn't even exist to you. Let her sit in the silence she created. Let her wonder if you've blocked her, if you've moved on, or if you're currently with someone else. This creates dread, not the toxic kind, but the kind that makes her realize you aren't a guaranteed safety net. When you finally do reply, it needs to be short, surgically precise, and completely devoid of emotional weight. We're talking 5 words or less. You want her to feel like she's trying to catch a shadow. You're there, but she can't quite grab a hold of you. Let's get into the disarming response. This is for when she acts like nothing happened. She sends a "hey stranger" or something equally annoying. Most guys get angry. Why are you calling me a stranger? You're the one who ghosted. No, anger is an emotion. An emotion is a sign that she still controls you. Instead, you use the casual indifference technique. You say something like, "Who's this? New phone?" Even if you have her number saved, it's a total power move. It signals that her existence was so insignificant during her absence that you didn't even bother keeping her in your contacts. It hits the ego hard. It forces her to reintroduce herself and fight for your attention again. That is where the power shift begins. But what if you want to keep her around just on your terms? Then you use the busy professional tone. She says, "Hey, how are you?" You wait 5 hours and send, "Doing great, super busy lately. Hope life's good." Period. No questions back. No, "How about you?" You've answered her, but you've closed the door to further conversation. You've shown her that you're doing great without her and that your time is currently occupied by things more important than her. This drives women crazy. It flips the hunter versus hunted dynamic. Suddenly, she's the one trying to figure out how to get back into your schedule. Stay tuned, because in the second half of this script, we're going to talk about the final boss move, how to handle the face-to-face meetup after the silence, and the one phrase that will make her never want to leave again. All right, we're back. If you're still watching, it means you're ready to stop being the backup plan and start being the priority. Now, let's talk about the re-engagement phase. Once you've hit her with that casual indifference we talked about in part one of two things will happen. She'll either vanish again because her ego can't handle the lack of attention, or, and this happens 90% of the time, she'll start chasing. Hard. She'll start sending more texts, liking your old IG photos, or trying to justify why she went silent. This is where most men fail. They think, oh, she's chasing me now. I can go back to being a nice guy. Absolute mistake. The moment you let up the pressure, you lose the leverage. Keep that same energy. If you're finding this valuable, smash that subscribe button and turn on notifications. We're dropping gems like this every single week to keep you ahead of the game. Now let's look at the subconscious mirroring technique. When she finally starts putting in effort, don't just jump into a full conversation. Mirror her level of investment, but always stay 10% less interested. If she sends 3 sentences, you send 2. If she takes an hour to reply, you take 2. This isn't a game, it's a recalibration of value. You are subconsciously training her that your attention is a limited resource that must be earned, not a free sample she can grab whenever she's bored. In the USA dating market, attention is the ultimate currency. If you give it away for free to someone who ghosted you, you're basically telling her that your time has zero value. Don't be that guy. Let's move on to the invitation test. Eventually, she'll try to see you. She might say, we should grab a drink sometime, or I miss hanging out. Here is the golden rule. Never, ever agree to a vague plan. If she's the one who broke the connection, she has to be the one to fix it. If she suggests hanging out, you respond with, I've got a pretty packed schedule, but if you have a specific day and time in mind, let me know and I'll see if I can fit you in. Boom, you just shifted from being available to being a consultant. You're letting her know that she has to work around your life, not the other way around. If she can't give you a solid plan, you don't give her a solid yes. When you finally do meet up, and listen closely, because this is where the magic happens, do not bring up the ghosting. Don't ask for an apology. Don't act hurt. Act like you didn't even notice she was gone. If she brings it up, just shrug and say, honestly, I was so caught up with your project, gym, business, that I didn't even realize it had been that long. Time flies when you're crushing it, right? This is the ultimate frame win. By showing her that her absence didn't cause you a single second of pain, you become infinitely more attractive. You become the unshakable man. You are the prize. She will spend the rest of the night trying to figure out how she lost her grip on you. And that curiosity is what fuels long-term attraction. Before we wrap this up, I want to talk about the final boss move. It's called the walk-away power. The greatest strength any man can have in a relationship is the genuine ability to walk away and never look back. If she starts her ghosting patterns again, or if she's disrespectful of your time, you don't argue. You don't send a closure text. You just go silent, permanently. You don't need to explain your value to someone who is determined to undervalue you. Use that energy to build your bank account, your physique, and your mindset. When you become the best version of yourself, you don't have to worry about who's texting you back. You'll have a line of people waiting for a second of your time. Make sure you drop a 100 in the comments if you made it to the end of this 60-minute deep dive. It shows me who the real alphas are in this community. Don't forget to check out our other videos on female psychology and high-value living. Remember, she didn't lose you. She lost the privilege of being in your presence. Keep your head up, stay on your grind, and never settle for being anyone's second choice. This is Alpha Insights signing off. Stay dangerous.